of my niggas going crazy. All day long, I'm straight ducking and constantly mean mugging. Breaking the bitches that be bugging. Tell me, who do you love? Maybe it's the thug in me. Maybe it's the thug in me. Tell me, who do you love? Maybe it's the...
All right, we're here at 4King's Kitchen with local MMA star Tasi the Tyrant Edwards.
How we doing? How we doing? We're watching MMA Absolute. We're here at 4King's Kitchen live. Some of the best local food, organically grown, locally owned. One of my biggest sponsors, Chris Kegler. We all over at the kitchen, just finished eating some lunch. I'm about to head back to the west side, get some training on. What's going on, guys?
All right, Tasi, you know, you're here today to enlighten the local MMA fans on what's been going on and what you got planned in the future and what you're doing right now. So, and you tell people who want to know what's going on.
Well, just basically just trying to stay busy. So, me and Chris sat down. We know we got that next Pro Elite coming up in San Jose. So we're taking a trip. We're going over to the mainland. Do some more work at Wildcard Gym with Freddie Roach's staff. Getting some good sparring with some top heavyweights. We just boxing, and then we'll take about 2 or 3 weeks over there, then head up to Vegas to 1King's gym. Outstanding stand-up gym with great ground fighters as well. Linked up with Sergio Pena, but 1King's gym, he owns a lot of, he has a great stable of fighters right now as far as in the big leagues. Anthony Naquani, Steve Cantwell, Stephan Bonner. So, I mean, just great training partners. A good chance for me to get off.
Are those the guys you're gonna be working with? And
oh, definitely. I mean, they're actually good friends. I've worked out with them before. A lot of 1King's team, all my brothers up there training. So I'm excited to get back over there. If I can stay out the casino, it'll be all right.
You better stay out the casino. So let me get this straight. You're going up to 2 different camps. The first camp is in where?
In Los Angeles, in Hollywood.
And the name of the
Wildcard
Gym, Freddie Roach?
A lot of the world-class boxers.
So you be working on your hands, footwork?
Working on, a little bit of everything, just trying to open my mind up and sponge up as much knowledge as I can while I'm up there.
So when is this leading up to a Pro Elite fight? On what date?
It's somewhere in April in San Jose.
San Jose.
It's supposed to be a pretty big card. I don't want to say some of the names on it already because...
So you're about what, 6 weeks out now then?
About 6 weeks out.
So
I mean, we've started the training already, but we're just going to tighten up all the loose ends. My last performance in the Pro Elite was short-lived. The first round went out there, went to exchange. Pat Cummings, he's a 2-time All-American from Penn State. Came from a good stable. Jason Miller, good. It's his roommate, so his submission game was pretty good. So. I ended up on the ground. I defended a few subs, but ended up getting that head and arm choke in the last minute. So you live and you learn, grow a little bit more. We went right back to the drawing board the next day and tried to tighten up on the ground. But definitely that's one of my focal points going on to the States to tighten up the wrestling and the groundwork.
So and who you be working with on the wrestling aspect of the game?
Well, they got a lot of good trainers at 1King's gym, but his main jiu-jitsu outfit is Sergio Pena. He produces a lot of world-class ground practitioners who perform well in MMA. So
Sergio Pena is a fighter, or he's a trainer?
He's a trainer.
Well-known jiu-jitsu trainer. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he takes care of a lot of the different camps up there. He's primarily groundwork, so he reaches out to a lot of different teams up there. But 1King's is one of his main partners and teammates on his coaching staff. So it's more than excited to say the least.
So about 4 weeks, maybe 2 weeks at each place, leading up to the fight. You're not coming back home before the fight?
As much as I'd like to, I think it's a better move for me to stay up there and then stretch out the training camp as long as possible. It's different sparring, it's challenging sparring every day. Everyone's in there not so much competing against each other, but trying to grow. Everyone's there for a reason. So. I mean, it's what I do for a living, and nobody, none of us wake up in the morning and get punched in the face, you know what I mean? So we're going to go over there, maximize our output, and try to learn a lot.
Is this possibly could be a permanent move? I mean, are you looking to do mainland?
I'm an island boy, I needed.
But as far as the career goes, I mean, you've done and accomplished about all you can locally. I mean, there's a few things you might.
I say that there's a few. I mean, I'd fight every weekend if I could, just like when I was a youngster. But now the paycheck's on the line, you know, and I guess I've been fighting pro for a few years. I feel comfortable with knowing that I am the top light heavyweight in Hawaii, hands down. As far as competing, I mean, I can compete against the best or the green guys. It doesn't matter, you know. Anything can happen in this sport.
Is there anybody locally that's been
Mr. Adam McCall? Mr. Adam McCall. I mean, if I can say anybody, yeah. He's a nice guy. You know, I think our last fight, you know, I finished him the first time we fought. The second time we fought, it was a 5-round fight. He got the decision, which my camp and I, as well as many people there, thought I won 3 out of 5 rounds, but they still gave him the decision. So, yeah, I mean, there's got to be a part 3. Any smart promoter in Hawaii knows that whoever they could put a bunch of homeless people on the rest of the card, they're still going to sell out. Everyone wants to see that. I want to see it.
Any show in particular you want to get on that you haven't been on?
I fought on just about every show that Hawaii has to offer except UIC. So Russ, I mean, I've been hitting you up and calling you, Russ. I don't know what's going on. I know you're running a pretty good show, pretty tight ship, and would love to perform for you guys in Maui, Big Island. Love the Big Island. They always, you know, welcome in. I'd love to go up there and perform in front of those guys.
Anybody else out there that gets you up in the morning to do your running and stuff? Locally,
I
yeah.
go down to 85 or go up heavyweight, but to tell you the truth,
Anybody been
I don't have anything to prove, but I know there's a lot of guys who wouldn't mind getting me in the cage. I know Hilo has
Anybody been calling you out?
Yeah, I think Chris Bollea.
That's what I was heading towards. I mean, someone's been calling you out lately. On a certain website, I don't have to name the name, MMAabsolute.com.
I think I seen him in a fight one time with a cowboy hat on, and my boy Silas Pro, he's the only one I know who wears a cowboy hat. But I was like, who's this guy? And I go to the gym one day and a bunch of my buddies pulled it up that this guy was calling me out. I was like, man, you know, I'm like the boogeyman. I might creep up under your bed and get you, man. I really don't understand his reason for focal pointing me out, but you don't want to go to sleep like that. Don't put fire in my belly like that. Not comfy, it's a wrap. But yeah, just basically a Wide Net Boxing Club. I've been helping lately since we didn't have nothing scheduled. Since the fight, I've just been getting back, helping out the kids, making sure they're sharper. Just trying to grow and stay busy. So I mean, I'm excited about this trip. I'm glad 4King's is getting me out there and get me situated. So we're ready to rock as far as Hawaii. Period. There's a lot of talent out here. I mean, it shows. And then the West Side is opening up. You know, we just had Max Holloway fight in the UFC. So he got an opportunity. He took good advantage of another buddy, John Visantes, fighting. So he has that's another boy from the West Side who we're all getting opportunities. So, you know, who's next? I know they need a light heavyweight or a middleweight or heavyweight, either or.
Yes.
We can do all 3. I mean, I just know that the talent is growing definitely. So fighting in a few years is going to be ridiculous as far as Hawaii fighters coming out. Tough is easy for us. We all grew up fighting, talking with our hands, you know. So it's about being smarter and making the right decisions and performing as a professional more than anything in and out of the cage.
It seems like now more than ever, it's they're taking notice of Hawaii fighters. Hawaii fighters are getting the opportunity to compete at the national level.
And it should be. I mean, we're just as good as anywhere else, you know. We're not wrestlers, so you don't gotta worry about paying a ticket and watching us out the whole time. Nothing against wrestling. You guys are dominant, do what you guys do, but just feel that the Hawaii fighters, we come to finish fights. We don't want to fight a contest. We don't want to win a round. We're trying to turn them lights out like the electricity company, man. Just more than anything, be exciting. And when the further you get out to the West Side, you know, it's country out there, so we ain't got nothing else to do but chuck them hands. You know, it's like the Big Island or like Hawaii, wherever it's country. You know, we got to do something. You know, if we ain't talking to girls, we packing each other in the head. Hopefully, it's not for a girl.
Well, I think this is a big time for all fighters. I guess locally, if they can string together a few wins, if the UFC as planned does a show out here, they're not gonna fly in all the talent. They're gonna need some local people to fill out that card.
You know, just flying all the opponents. You know, they really won't need to.
So there's an opportunity out there, I think, to fill out the card for some local fighters that can, you know, be ready to rock at that level. So.
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, you look at the lineage that we have. You know, as far as BJ being one of the front runners, you know, owning a belt in 2 different divisions, being just a straight country local boy, you know, even though he hasn't fought lately, he's always going to be a legend. From 5 to 10
Certified Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Certified Hall of Famer.
He put that stamp on just
a long time ago.
Just rough and ruggedness, and he's still going, you know. And I'm excited to see that Reagan's been competing, and he has things coming up. But more than anything, you know, BJ, that's one of my favorites, you know.
Inspiration.
We were just talking, you know, me and Chris earlier about just old school fighters. Sometimes, you know, it's melting down to where people are winning rounds and winning contests. And we're talking about like Pedro Rizzo, Tank Gabby, I mean, Vitor Belfort finishers, you know, guys just coming in, alpha males coming in to win that fight. So just if we stay focused on being the dominant person in the cage and then using all our advantages to the best of our ability, we'll be all right.
All right. There's some controversial regulations or law that's trying to be passed, and you said you have some opinions on this. What do you feel, if good, bad? What's going on with that?
For the regulations on the bill, it's it's a two-way street. You know, it's a double-edged sword. I think as long as it's making the sport safer for the next generation. You know, but at the same time, it can't be greedy because it's already slow. The fight scene is already slow and watered down in Hawaii, where we need more fights. These kids, in order to grow and compete with the outsiders, we're going to have to keep them growing and keep them safe and healthy, you know. And I think that's one of the main focal points of them creating. I don't think some people think they're trying to tax the shows and trying to corner the market, but as long as it's mutual, where it's safe for the fighters, it's beneficial for them. And I mean, the ones who's really going to take a hurt and a hit is pretty much the promoters, you know. But we have guys like MMA Absolute, MMAHawaii.com, MediaPen.com, who's keeping everyone up to date on what's right and wrong. But more than anything, it's opinion. When it's all said and done, I think just as long as the safety of the fighters, because when I fought amateur, you know, a lot of guys were getting dinged and hurt and cut up pretty bad, but they got taken care of. But I'm saying as long as it gets cleaner, where these kids can keep competing, you know, and just as long as it's safe for the fighters and beneficial for the promoters as well. They can't really slow down the fight scene, because we need to have as much as possible, especially at the amateur level, for this next future generation to grow.
So you think it's your yay or you're for or against the bill? I'm not up to be honest with you, I'm not up to date on the details of it.
I think I'm kind of for it, but I mean, I'm not a promoter. If I was a promoter, I'd be up here barking.
Yeah, from what I gather, they want to throw all contact sport under the MMA umbrella and keep the restrictions or the requirements as strict.
I really believe they're all different sports. That's like saying football, soccer, and basketball.
But was there something my question was there something wrong with it? There was?
No, to tell you the truth, there really wasn't nothing wrong. But there was some promoters, you know, fighters getting cut up, getting hurt, and not being taken care of. And I guess that's what was brought to the attention, because I guess last year and the year before, the numbers went up as far as complaints and lawsuits. So. To tell you the truth, I'm just for the future getting better and staying healthy, you know. As far as, you know, when your paycheck depends on it, you don't want to get cut or hurt, and the rules aren't there for you. You know, it's already enough dealing with the judges and whatnot. Just as long as the bill cleans out, you know, and MMA Hawaii, MMA Absolute will keep us up to date on that.
All right. If the gist is about the safety of the fighters, definitely have to go.
Yeah, definitely.
The side of the safety of the fighters.
It's the same thing as having your kids play Pop Warner football. You know, you want to make sure they're okay. You know.
I mean, MMA already has a negative connotation to it, unfairly, that it's dangerous. Although we all know it's safer than boxing.
Oh, I mean, I think there's other jobs that are just as dangerous, but fighting is just a sport. You know, if you're competing to play or competing to win, and you're still competing, and that's what matters. And to be able to compete again is truly what I guess the bill is focused on, and the safety. And I don't really go into logistics about the whole thing, but I just hope the future is set so these guys, you know, the promoters can make their money, because they are breaking their backs to put matches together, and exciting matches that people want to see, and they want to take care of the fighters. So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword, man. I listen to the websites and follow the forums and the threads. But
with the success of the UFC, I mean, MMA is a viable career now. I'd hate to see some suits kill Hawaii, the Hawaii scene.
Yeah.
So I hope they're not overlooking it, and I hope that they are really taking it seriously, and guys like Wale Cavalli, they're out there that are voicing the other side of the opinion, so that it is looked at more thoroughly than just passed. They pass bills and stuff.
Well, yeah, they have to, I think anytime dealing with the bill, that's where they need to separate it, because it's not a barbaric thing. It's really an athletic sport that people enjoy to watch and not only watch the performance. So I don't know. I got like the boys in Hawaii. We're always gonna fight. We like the post office. Rain, steal, slow. We'll meet you there. Just as long as they make, like I said, the safety. That's all I'm keen on. Because I know when I finally have some youngsters get in there, of my own children, not only kids I train, you want to worry about that. If anything bad happens, you want them to be taken care of in the right manner and able for their parents to keep putting trust to have them compete again. And I understand them regulating to make it a cleaner sport, but come on.
Don't over-regulate.
Yeah. And you got your martial artists coming in and different groups. Everyone comes in to perform. I'm not a martial artist. I'm a fighter. You look at the UFC. It's not the ultimate martial arts championship. It's the ultimate fighter. You come to finish fights. Wake up in the morning thinking about my day. And getting on that road, doing my road work, showing up in the gym in the afternoon, taking care of business. So, you gotta love to do it, especially those competing in the amateur division. You gotta love to do it. You gotta take advantage of your situations and max out. You don't want to stretch out your career, and then by the time you hit your stride, you're stuck like Chuck, kind of feet in the quicksand.
I'm glad you brought up the kids, though. The last time, a while back ago, I know you already had some kids going. I was at a show where you guys went, I think, 4-0. Or 4-1 or something like that. Your kids dominated, looked really good were outstanding. You stood out, and you're doing good things with the kids. I know something that didn't work out. What's on the horizon with that as far as Edwards MMA?
I appreciate that. I think as a team, me and my brother, with the kids we trained, I think we were like 42-7 or something like that. We had a pretty good run. As far as that gym closing down, we just moved some of the kids who stayed with us came over to Wynette Boxing Club. So we're still.
It's a temporary setback, but that's definitely in your future.
Definitely, we always waiting for some things to happen to
because it looked like you had a real good thing going, and hopefully for the kids out there too, they see the.
We were really blessed. We had a lot of kids, low percentage of opportunity kids. They had came from different backgrounds. Some kids had other things where they had nothing to look forward to or look up to, and these are kids who were like. 1.4, 1.6 students will be turned around into the 3.0, 3.5 students.
Yeah.
Works up, respect level in the house. Kids are good students.
I seen you guys you guys seem like a real tight team. When I saw the other teams are all over the place. It seemed like you kids were like you were close, very close.
But we try to keep it a family setting, we wanted the kids to come in every day and compete, but get better with each other, and then. We kind of lucked out, man. A lot of these kids, some of them couldn't even put a combination together, so we would take everything. It was like a science project. We had guys dropping 3 weight classes, and other guys who were coming in primarily strikers turning into ground fighters, and football players coming in, we turning them into wrestlers, ground and pounders. So it was a great experience for us. At the same time, it let me sat back and dissected myself as a fighter, and then how analytical I can be. So I was excited. But next time we get an opportunity to do that, at least we. Is
that something when you're done reaching your peak of your career and doing all you can do for yourself? Is that something that you enjoy doing? You want to do?
Definitely. Because it's beautiful to watch some of these guys who come in, have no confidence in themselves as people, and just rise and still stay humble. Like I said, out on the west side, you got a good percentage of people who don't work and parents who are not there to give their children all they need. So, to give them a second home or something to look forward to during the day where these kids are at after school looking forward to come there instead of hanging around at the beach, burning and whatnot. It felt good. It felt really good. And to go home at the end of the night knowing we're making a difference in some people's lives. The karma in that was great because we had a team. I think every time I performed with these kids over there watching me, it was a good performance, to say the least. And next time we get an opportunity, that would be great. But right now we're on tiring time, so this next year or two, we're gonna have to just blow with the wind and keep moving, man. We gotta take as much fights as we can, and when we hit that stride and we're in there, then the door will be open, you know, for Edwards MMA, Wynette Boxing Club, Controlled Chaos, baby. We coming. Heat.
All right, I want to thank you, Tasi, for coming down today and sharing what you got going on. I know people are interested in what's going on in Tasi the Tyrant Edwards. Anybody you want to say thank you to who've been helping you out training-wise?
4King's Kitchen, Ahui, Built to Fight, Killer Shrimps.
Stand up, stand up. Stand up and shout out the sponsors. There we go.
MRI, Freelance Clothing, Honolulu Fight Shop, OTM. You guys just make my career a lot easier to train and to eat and to stay healthy. So I really appreciate it. As far as MMAHawaii.com, MMA Absolute, bringing you the inside scoops along with BJPenn.com. Just stay in line, stay tuned. We got a lot coming this year, and come down to 4King's Kitchen, get you some good food. Show them that Tyrant's tofu salad up there, baby.
What's that? Tyrant's tofu salad.
That's good stuff. Stay healthy year round, baby. You guys have a good one. Coming to you from 4King's Kitchen. Tasi the Tyrant Edwards. We out.
Hawaii born, Hawaii bred. We support local first. 951 King. That's 5464. Located at 2671 South King Street. All right.
Tell me, who do you